One of the best AI platforms out there hides a consistent character system that anyone barely mentions, and it's completely changed how I create AI content. If you've ever tried to create a consistent AI character, you know you have to find 10, sometimes 20 reference images, and spend forever prompting back and forth just to get the model to understand your character. The tool I'm about to show you lets you create a consistent character with 4 to no images at all. You can build multiple characters and drop them into the same generation just by adding their names to your prompt. I'm breaking this down into 3 parts. First, I'll show you how to set up a character that actually stays consistent. After that, we'll create scenes with more than one character. And finally, I'll show you how you can take those same characters and use them directly into video. Once you see how fast this is, you'll never go back to the old way of doing things. The tool that hosts this consistent character feature is called OpenArt. If you want to follow along with this walkthrough, I'll leave a link to OpenArt down below. Once you sign up, you'll head over to the character feature on the left right here. This is where you'll be met with 2 different options for creating consistent characters. The option on the left gives you the most consistent results by far. But before we check that out, I'll create a character using just descriptions and no images at all. So I'll click here and you'll instantly see the UI pop up. Before we write our prompt, I'll explain these 2 buttons in the bottom left. The first one is the model. You can select the OpenArt default or 2 of the best image generating models out there, Seedream 4.5 and NanoBanana Pro. Both of these deliver insane results, and for this generation, I'll go with NanoBanana Pro. Then there is the photorealistic style. You can select different styles without jumping back and forth between menus. This lets you focus on your character's look instead of worrying about technical issues. Now that that's done, I'll write my prompt right here. I'll keep it really simple, but you can go as in-depth as you want. I'll type in a natural, beautiful, Brazilian 25-year-old woman with blue hair. Once that is done, I'll click generate. You'll get a few images to compare, so you can pick what fits your idea best. I'll pick this one right here. Now we have the option to build our character. Building a character costs just 100 credits, making it one of the lowest costs available. This is just another reason why I love using this Character 2.0 feature. It makes high-end creation accessible to everyone. After it's generated, you'll see a few views of the character so you can see how she looks overall. This gives us a front view, a close-up view, a full body view, and a back view. Once everything looks good, just go ahead and click Looks Good. This will bring up a window where you have the option to give your character a name and a background story. The reason the background story is so useful is because it sets the stage for the AI. It gives the character much more depth and a tailored personality. This helps you while prompting, because the AI will understand your requests with much more in-depth reasoning. I'll write Lila for the name, and for the backstory, I'll say she's a traveling influencer. She likes to travel to different countries around the world using only her camera and a backpack. She is friendly, loves to make new friends, and shows her stories to her very loyal following. Let's go ahead and generate a character using my favorite method. This is the one that is going to give you really high quality results if you already have images to start with. Here you can start with either one or multiple images. I have a couple, so I'll upload my images now. You want to make sure you have at least one front-end view to use as your primary image. By the way, if you already have some characters created in OpenArt, you can upgrade any of them into a 2.0 character. This is a huge benefit, since it gives you a much better outcome than before. With that being said, we get the same results again. We just click Looks Good, finish off the generation, and now we can begin actually playing around with our characters. To access our characters, we just want to simply click on one of them and start creating. This will instantly bring us into the UI, and let me quickly walk you through this. The first thing you see here is the option to prompt and add other characters. So let's do that first. Click Add Characters, then choose the character we just created. It shows up, and we can actually make them interact with each other. Then you have the possibility to drag and drop images, but you can also click on the 3D editor. This is one of the most powerful and closed features I've seen with consistent character creation, and I'll show you that in much more detail later on. We'll also look at the position tool, which is also super powerful. Next are the output size and resolution, and at the end you choose the models. I'd mostly stick with NanoBanana Pro. It stayed the most consistent for me, so I'll write, they are walking through an old Latin American city. They are both wearing backpacking outfits, like they were traveling through the country for days. They're both super happy to be there. I added that last line to stop them from looking tired, since the AI can assume that after long travel. Then I'll select the output size as widescreen, and for the resolution, I'm going with 4K. I'll go ahead and create 2 images to begin with, and here are the results. You can clearly see that the characters stay perfectly consistent across the images, and they look really good. But we can take it a step further, because now we'll use that 3D feature I mentioned earlier to create a highly detailed image. I'll leave Lila and delete my other character for the time being. Alright, she is backpacking through a jungle and she saw a lizard. Then I'll add a photo of this lizard right here, and to reference any images in this prompt, you have to actually add them as well. So I'll write at image 1 for the lizard. Here I also have the possibility to add a pose. I'll click on one of the image icons and go ahead and click on 3D model. I'll go with the female base pose, then pick a pose that matches the surprised look I'm imagining when she spots the lizard. I'll select this one, which is called legs crossed, arms raised. Now we're able to do anything we want with this 3D render. This is incredibly powerful, because sometimes you can get a really hard to describe pose that you really want your character to have, and this feature completely solves that. The first thing to keep in mind is that when you save the image, the way the character is positioned and where they're looking will be reused every time you generate. And that being said, let's go ahead and recross her legs so that she is standing normally. Then I'll raise her hands from the back of her head just a bit so that she actually looks more surprised than relaxed. Then I'll turn the camera slightly to the left so she's looking a bit away from the camera and the AI can fill in the jungle around her. Once that's done, I'll go ahead and click Update Pose. Then I'll make sure that I have all the best settings selected and click Generate. Here you can clearly see that the character is standing in the pose that we've made up for it, and it looks really well. This is one of the best features when you're trying to get the perfect shot, and words alone just aren't enough. If you've ever struggled to line up your character on a background image, we're about to fix that, because that's when the position feature comes in really handy. Let me show you how to use that next. I have this image of a statue of Jesus right here. What we want to do is go ahead and click here and select the position feature. Once we've done that, we'll upload our image and we get this rectangle that we can put wherever we want. That is the exact position where our character will stand. I'll move mine right here, save that, and go back to the prompt. Alright, Lila is standing under the Jesus statue, posing in this exact spot. Then I'll write at image 1, make sure I have the highest setting selected, and click Generate. We've got the perfect position, the exact place where we selected our rectangle, but we didn't have to prompt around it. We didn't have to say she is right on the corner of something. The AI just immediately got what we meant. That is just one of those features that you would absolutely love to have, and now you finally have access to it. Probably the coolest and the best thing you can do with this consistent character feature is easily create videos from whatever you're making. Videos are exactly what we'll head over to next. Before we generate, I want to get a few images set up so it's easy to drop them in and create a good video sequence. I'll upload the image from when Lila saw the lizard. Then I'll write, Lila is now further down the jungle and finds herself sneaking up on a jaguar before it sees her. I'll go ahead and create the next image, and here is the result. Our character is still perfectly consistent, and I absolutely love how this looks. Now I'll upload my other character, and I'll write, Vi sneaks up right behind Lila when the jaguar turns around at them. I'll generate that as well, and it actually looks pretty funny. Now let's grab those images and move over to image to video. Here we'll go ahead and select our generator. I'll use VO 3.1 for this one. I'll leave the audio on, select 1080p for the resolution, and use the normal video mode for this first one. I'll set the duration to 8 seconds. We'll begin with her spotting the lizard and end with her quietly sneaking up on the jaguar. And then I paste in my prompt. This is the result we get, it looks great, and the character stays consistent the whole time. We were able to make that with just a couple of clicks and a few lines of prompting, which is why I love using OpenArt so much. Creating visuals with AI is really straightforward, whether you're working with images or motion, but let's go ahead and make it even cooler. I'll click this button right here, and it swaps the end frame into the starting spot. Then I'll delete the end frame and upload the one where the second character tries to sneak over to Lila and unfortunately gets the attention of the jaguar. I'll write this for the prompt. The blonde girl is trying to sneak over to her friend while the jaguar finally notices them and then turns around. I'll select 6 seconds for the duration here just because I want it to be a shorter video and I don't want the AI to draw it out. Now I'll click create and here is the result. In my opinion, this one looks super comical. Here's the full sequence stitched together. You can see how smooth the transition is between the clips, all from just a few images, and that consistent character feature. This is what creating with AI feels like when the tool actually works with you. If you want to start creating characters like this yourself, go ahead and sign up to OpenArt with the link in the description. I'll see you in the next one.